Hello everyone, welcome to Unit 2, PBL definition and its key design elements, Part 1. Project-based learning, or PBL, is an innovative educational approach that puts students at the center of the learning experience. It revolves real-world problems, challenges, or even tasks, where students collaboratively explore and solve complex issues, fostering critical thinking, problem-solving skills, and teamwork. Doris, can you please enlighten us about project-based learning, PBL, and its key design elements?
Welcome Unit 2, and let's talk about PBL definition and its key design elements. Let's start Part 1. What is PBL? Well, PBL stands for Project-Based Learning. It is originally regarded as a teaching method in which students gain knowledge and skill by working for an extended period of time to investigate and respond to an authentic, engaging, and complex question, problem, or challenges. And so as you can see that PBL as a teaching method is most popular. However, with the rapid development of high technology and globalization in the 21st century, PBL starts to be applied in many ways. To help you understand how PBL works in class, please pause here and watch the video called Project-Based Learning Explained. When you are done watching, you can come back to this video to keep learning. Did you enjoy the video? Let's recap what you just saw. This video offers the ladies called Claire's example. Her company makes soap, and her job is to find the most earth-friendly way to produce it in the future. So her boss gave her a budget and a few requirements. She needs to come up a solution to make her boss happy. Well, this is a real-world challenge and task. So here is the following steps that Claire tried to solve her problem and task. Claire needs to keep this expectation and also remember the limitation. First, she organized and managed a team who researched the options and created material, summarized the issues, and Claire's team asked for feedbacks. At last, present to the boss. You see the whole process. Since she goes through a very well-organized, smooth working process, she received a satisfying result. Not only her boss is happy about what she did, but also she's proud of herself as well. So let's think about it. Keys to Claire's success lies in she is very good at the following ability, and that is she has critical thinking and she has collaboration with her teammates, and most importantly, she knows how to make good communication. Now, let's recap Mr. Simon's class. He is a good science teacher, but he finds it hard for his students to apply what they learn in class into the real world. Later on, he tried PBL teaching method. When nearly half of his students were suddenly absent with the flu, he got the idea for his first project on microorganisms. He started a good question to ask his students why they thought So many of their classmates got sick at the same time. Since this is an authentic and close to students' real life, they have a lively discussion on this topic. So, Mr. Simon asked students to do a PBL project. He announced their project was to help elementary school kids understand how can we do not get sick. Students are invited into several groups, and students are free to ask questions, research, collaborate, give each other feedback, and figure out the best way to make their points clear to the student. And from this video, you can see students can have their voices and choices with diverse tasks and teamwork. And at the final stage of this project, students make public presentation to their parents, experts in the community about what they did and their final outcome. All the students' hard work were recognized by the audience. And if we can easily see their success skills be shown throughout the process. And that is critical thinking, collaboration, and communication. So, from these two stories above, we can easily identify PBL characteristics. It starts from a problem, challenge, task in the real world. Throughout the process of solving the problem, overcome a challenge, or complete a task, people can develop their success skill like critical thinking, collaboration, or communication. So this is basically PBL's definition and what it can be used in real life or in class. In summary, PBL not only can be regarded as a teaching method, you can easily see that it can be seen as a way of learning strategy because during the process of PBL, students gain knowledge and skill by working for an extended period of time to investigate and respond to an authentic, engaging, complex question, problem, or challenging. Now, let's explore more to see how PBL can improve the quality of your learning. Part 2. PBL Gold Standard Design Elements for Project Design. In literature reviews, many theories have been developed about PBL. Here we would like to introduce the framework created by PBL Works in the US, which focuses on high-quality PBL, and it's called Gold Standard PBL. This framework sets out learning goals that include key knowledge, understanding, and success skills. 7 PBL design elements include number 1, challenging problem or questions. Number 2, sustained inquiry. Number 3, authenticity. Number 4, student voice and choice. Number 5, reflection. Number 6, critique and revision. And number 7, public products. Aren't they very familiar with you based on the video you just watched? PBL Works defines the effective projects as those that can maximize students' learning and engagement, which in return help bring out the high quality of projects. And these 7 PBL design elements almost overall outline what an effective project is. This means that as long as your AGC proposal can include as many as these 7 PBL design elements. I think you can get guarantee you have designed a very good agency proposal. Even though we cannot dive deep into all 7 PBL design elements right now, let's check out how each one can boost your project using the example of a challenge problem or question. So here you can see that a driving question, what we call so-called essential question or problem statement, clearly states the purpose of the project because it gives a focus for all the text you do, and also because the focus is expressed in the form of question, it leads you to an inquiry process, and the answer is the heart of the project's final products and performances. So now you may like to check in your proposal, do you have a challenge problem or question that give a focus for all the text you are going to do for your trial project? And also, do you have a very good or a very reasonable driving question? Leads you an inquiry process, and so that you can really reach a very satisfying final products or performances. And let's see more example to help you to identify what kind of driving question to be more localized, where you can really attract people to be interested in your proposal. So now here on this page, you can see 5 questions. Can you take a moment to read them? And then please tell me, among these 5 questions, which one is not a very good driving question when compare the rest of them? Can you guess it? I think it's not very difficult, right? And I believe that you get the correct answer. Number 1, what trees grows in our city? Well, I don't think this is a very good driving question. And why? Because here, actually, it seems like um, not very specific. And since there is no content, you know, in this question, so it's hard for us to recognize it as a good driving question. And how about down the bottom, example 1, how can we decrease the amount of pollutants in the water that runs off our city streets into the river? And here we can see that it really fits the criteria of localized, because here we mentioned about your city. Maybe this is not also a very good ideal driving question. However, we did see that it really present the problem to be more specific, decrease the amount of pollutants in the water. So this is one of the question and driving question you can think about. And how about the next one, example 2? How can we improve traffic flow during rush hour in our neighborhood? And here we see the place, right? And we recognize that the problem we are going to solve is the improve traffic flow. And at what time? During rush hour. So even though these 5 driving questions may be not the ideal ones, however, this is the tips for you, and maybe you can think about as a driving question and to be ranked as very good or excellent. And you may like to think about your agency proposal. Is there a driving question there? And also, in your driving question, this driving question has been localized, specific, only addressed in your city or in your hometown or in your country. And later on, charge your driving question means that try to arouse attention from others, in specifically the audience you really want to influence. So this is basically a very simple question and simple exercise for you rethink. How about the driving question for your proposal? You might be thinking about how you can make sure you come up with a good driving question for your project. For SEC applicants, we have got rubrics for the key design elements of PBL that you can use to check your work. Over the next 3 pages, you will find 3 levels for a challenging problem or question, and that is beginning, developing, and demonstrating. This rubric framework is here to help guide you. So let's begin from the beginning level. Here, I would like to read some of the contents and so that you can get an idea what that is. For example, the second column is said, the central problem or question is not framed by a driving question for the project, or the question has a single or simple answer and may be difficult for others or yourself to understand or connect with. So now you know, in terms of communication, make sure your agency proposal are easy for others and yourself to understand and connect with. Next, let's look at level 2, developing. Please take a moment to pause and read these 3 statements for 1 minute. After that, I will give you an example. Alright, for item 1, you should check if your driving question matches the following action plan. If you find any mismatch, or if the driving question doesn't cover all the action you intend to take, you might need to tweak it. This could mean focusing on a more specific area or using more precise terms to define your question. Now, let's move on to level 3, demonstrating. Once again, please pause here and take a moment to read through these 3 statements. After that, I will share an example with you. Alright, for item 1, it says, the project is focused on a central problem or question at the appropriate level of feasibility. This criterion highlights the importance of your project's feasibility. As the initiator of your agency project, you are free to brainstorm many different ideas on how to tackle the challenge or problem in your local community. However, it's wise to think about the resources you have available, such as time or support, or whether there are any NGOs working on similar issues. All this information is crucial to consider so you can decide on the scale, on the duration of your agency project. Since we have spent some time to talk about what PBL is and its essential design elements, and in particular, I offer the example addressing the problem and challenging. So here is the driving question. So allow me to remind you that you may like to think about what is your driving question for your agency proposal to achieve the solution for your SDG goals. Meanwhile, think about that Your agency proposal start an existing problem, phenomenon, or some condition you really want to help solve. Maybe you cannot solve the problem 100%. However, a good start will help you and also inspire people around you to pay attention to the question, the challenge, and the phenomena you really want to solve. So this is basically how I hope that it is our hope that through this online PBL 101 to help you to understand more about how PBL can help you your quality of AGC proposal. Okay, it's time to take a break. This unit is not finished yet. Later on, please come back again and see Unit 2 video for PBL Part 3, PBL Learning Paths and Phases. Bye now.
After listening to Dory's lecture, PBL design, there are 7 key elements. Includes challenge, problem, or questions, sustained inquiry, authenticity, students' voice and choice, reflection, critique and revision, public product. All these key elements, it is creating a dynamic environment for learning, where a student is not only absorbing the information, but also engaging with deeper understanding and practical skills.